Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today I want to show you two of my favorite profiles that you can play on this Wendougee Data S. I got this Wendougee from Joe from Espresso Outlet. Big thank you to Joe. I will put his links in the description if you want to check out this machine or some other stuff that he has. Probably it's already sold out, but you may want to put yourself on a waiting list. I already have like an initial review. I will put the links in the description so you may have a look. Today I want to talk about two espresso profiles that I find very interesting. If you are planning to buy this machine, I will also put few informations that maybe I missed in my initial review. And even if you don't own this machine and you never want to have it, you may still try to play with those profiles that we're going to use today. A very exciting video. If you're as excited as myself, definitely click like, sit tight and enjoy. So just quickly, Wendougee Data is the machine that combines classic design with modern technology. So you have that dual boiler here with all the pros and cons of dual boiler. Here with this machine, saturated group head, very good temperature stability, great power, quick to warm up, although I would recommend to wait maybe 15, maybe even 20 minutes if you want to have that nice full shot of espresso, otherwise it may feel a little bit under extracted. The biggest advantage and also the biggest downside of this machine is this. So that's the app. This app allows you to control almost everything in this machine. So you can set up temperature, you can set up pressure of the steam boiler, so on, but you can also play with those espresso profiles. That's probably why you are buying this machine over something else. If you're regular to this channel, you know that I also own Decent, and with Decent, with the software, you can really dig deep into espresso profiles if you want. So I obviously try to copy some of the profiles from Decent into this machine. So I haven't created those profiles that you're going to see today. I kind of stole them from Decent, but I put few modifications here and there. We're going to play with blooming espresso and we're going to pull Londinium shot. Probably two of my favorite profiles on Decent. Let's see how we can recreate them on Wendougee Data S and if we can recreate them. So let's start with blooming. If you know coffee, you know blooming espresso. So blooming espresso is espresso where the coffee pack is hit by water first initially, then there is a gap that allows the pack to be soaked with water, and then either the pressure or the flow of water is increased and the extraction starts. You are able to extract all that fruitiness, all those interesting details in the coffee. I already created that profile here, but have a look. I will be using 20 grams of coffee, so I decided to go for 1:3 ratio. I want the shot to be slightly thinner, kind of a modern style espresso shot. Then we have 3 stages of this process, so relatively simple. The first stage, and that will last for, I was experimenting between 4 and 6 seconds. I think 4 seconds is the best. Here the coffee pack will be hit with a high water flow. 12 mils per second this machine theoretically allows you, so much more than a Decent. We want to saturate the pack, but we don't want the extraction process to start. Then you move to the next stage, and here very big advantage of this machine. Not every machine will be able to do it. 30 seconds pause. Some of the other machines you have to have like a minimum pressure. 30 seconds 0 bar pressure. That will be that passive pre-infusion. You may notice some drops into the cup by the end of this stage. You notice that the water is dropping too much. What I mean by too much, more than 3 grams, more than 4 grams. Just try to grind a little bit finer next time. And then we move to the final stage, the proper extraction. Wendougee allows you to prioritize pressure or flow. I decided to go for a flow, so I set it at 6 mils per second. I was also experimenting with 7. This one I set for 60 seconds, that the maximum the one stage on this machine can last. On the left hand side of the screen you kind of see how the profile looks like. I don't know why, but they put pressure in a blue color. I would put water flow in a blue color, and the flow of water is that kind of orange brownish color. The middle graph, by the way, will show you the weight of coffee, weight of espresso. Just a quick thing that I've noticed here, that if you work on the profile that you already binded to that pedal, if you make some tweaks and changes later on, it won't immediately affect the shot that you're going to pull just pressing this pedal. So then you would have to choose another profile from the list, bind it, and then bind that previous profile again, and then you will have the profile with all the changes, all the alterations there. Sometimes during that binding process, the app crashes. So what do you do when the app crashes? Well, you can reboot the app, but the chances are that if you do it, the app won't detect the machine. So what you actually should do when the app crashes, turn off the machine, reboot the app, then turn the machine on again, and then turn the app on, and then everything will be working as it should be. So yeah, it can be a bit annoying, but thankfully it does not happen that often. Cheers! First thing that you notice with any shot from Wendougee is that nice texture. I think that saturated group head might be influencing that. Feels much thicker than similar shot that I would get from my Decent. On average, I'm getting more satisfying shots from this machine than from my Decent. This particular coffee, it feels perfectly extracted, so not over extracted, so no bitterness. I'm getting some citrusy aromas in the background. Obviously, I'm not saying this is a perfect blooming example. I would advise you to experiment. Treat it as a guidance, but make your own changes and you will get a very nice shots. The second shot that I want to show you today, I call it Londinium, Decent call it Londinium. I'm not sure if Londinium producer called this shot Londinium. Anyway, this is a great shot, and maybe the blooming espresso you would not be able to recreate on every machine. The Londinium shot is great, especially if you own a manual lever machine. I could create this profile the same as I created that blooming espresso shot, but that Wendougee machine has one more surprise for you. This Wendougee machine allows you to take control over the shot while you are pulling the shot, so it allows you to manually adjust the shot as you wish. You may either follow a flow or you may follow a pressure. I will be following the pressure today. I will start actually with 0 bars here, and I will ramp it up to 3 bars. Then I will hold at that 3 bars for about 10 seconds. You should notice the pack is sweating. You may notice few drops of coffee into the cup. No more than, let's say, 2 grams of coffee in the cup. If you notice that the coffee is running too fast during that pre-infusion, ramp up the pressure to 6 bars immediately. Hold it at there and you will have a turbo shot. Next time, just grind a bit finer. If by the end of that 10 seconds you notice that there is no coffee sweat whatsoever, extend that pre-infusion until you get the first drops of coffee. Next time you grind a little bit coarser. From there I will put the pressure to about 7-8 bars. Remember, without my glasses I don't see much, so if it's not exactly 7 or 8, excuse me please. And then I will be slowly ramping down the pressure. 20 grams of coffee in, maybe 50 grams of liquid out, maybe less, we will see how it goes. We got a shot and you can pretty much see how thick that shot is. You could see the extraction, you can see that tiger stripe on top. Hopefully it will taste as good as it looks. Cheers. Nice mouthful, nice thick shot, but still crisp, still clear with all the notes. I would strongly encourage you to try both. Today I enjoyed the blooming espresso more, maybe because it was working a bit better with this particular coffee. Play with different pressure of the main phase, play with different ways of ramping down that pressure until you reach your goal, until you reach that perfect shot. And this is what this machine allows you to do. Play, experiment until you get to the perfection. Cheers. The few things that I would like them to improve on that app: connectivity, obviously, that's the main thing. Also the responsiveness. Sometimes when I click on certain things, they're not responding immediately. I have to click on the app twice, maybe thrice. Another thing is that it would be nice if you were able to adjust the temperature for the certain profiles. Here you can adjust the temperature of your boiler, but that would be for all the shots. Would be nice if I could, let's say, pull a Londinium shot at different temperature than the blooming. And one more thing, maybe if it would be possible, but that's kind of advanced stage, if they could allow us to do those adaptive profiles. The profile only moves to the next stage of the brewing process if certain conditions are made. Like for example, the total water flow reaches some number, pressure reaches some number, the weight of coffee reaches certain point, and then the profile would move to another phase. But the overall stability on the app, it should be number one on the list. So guys, if you are still here, definitely click like, consider subscribing to the channel, plenty more things coming. I think I'm getting a new grinder, electric grinder for you to review soon. We still have that new Orea dripper that I haven't even opened. If you have any comments, any observations about those shots that I pulled today, obviously let us know. But for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack, this is my coffee show, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you, bye!